on TV, raising money, and enjoying a 3-week vacation while we Republicans are here, along with the citizens of Texans, awaiting their return. And we do absolutely hope for that. Their actions show a lack of respect for their constituents who elected them. We denounce that decision to flee the state and to avoid voting on critical legislation that Texans desperately need and care about. I ask the Texas taxpayers, is this what you expect from your elected representatives? I'd be happy to yield for a few questions before we wrap up.
Mr. Chairman, could you elaborate a little bit on the trial of the House and what basically is the procedure? I assume DPS and maybe Rangers, or does their jurisdiction extend only to Texas, or?
Yes, Dave, the only ability they have is within the state. And we hope that all those legislators not here will, by their own will, choose to come back and do the work. That's what we're elected to do so. That was the oath we swore to. Those are the rules we adopted, and we think their better angels will prevail. And we'll see them here. We think things have been delayed, not denied.
What role do Republicans have as far as trying to strike a compromise on the election bill in order to get Democrats not only to come back, but to stay?
Yeah, Kristen, I think we've already compromised on the bill. That bill's been negotiated. We had a great bill last session. It's been improved by the Democrats' own admission. They were on the committee that heard the bill. Many of the people who were here spent 24 hours working on that bill over the weekend. Those bills can be amended on the House floor. It is their legislation. It's theirs to shape, it's theirs to work on, and we await their presence.
Mr. Chairman, what about the, I guess the stalemate here that we could see? You know, Democrats, they've essentially told us they have no immediate plans to come back. The governor could keep calling special sessions over and over. How long could this draw out in theory?
January of 23 is the short, snappy answer to that. But I really think when they look at their constituents and see that they need tax relief, they need funding for schools, they need CPS addressed, our teachers need to be paid, that they're going to want to come back and do the work they were elected to do. I really think that's just a matter of time. It may be days, it may be weeks, it may be months. It's the governor's decision whether or not we return for more special sessions. But I think that's very much his desire and our desire to do the work that we were elected to do.
What happens if Democrats hold out for weeks, months, and we continue to have this group here in the chamber? What are your plans? I mean, what is this body prepared to do?
Well, I think we're spending a lot of money to be here, and I think at some point the people of Texas are going to say, what are we paying for to get nothing? And I think they will have to rise up and speak for themselves. We're delivering a message. We want our colleagues back. We respect their work. We respect their opinions. We want to embrace them and work with them, but we have work to do. But I'm hoping the people of Texas will now take that message to them, because that's for whom they're working.
What's your message to them, especially the reps who say they are working up in D.C. right now?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they're working on, because the work of the Texas House occurs in the Texas House, in the committee rooms, as we work on bills. There's no work going on there for the Texas House. They need to be here. That's why we measure quorum every day when we register.
And what's the mood in there? Is it frustrating? I mean, if you're saying they're not working up there, they've kind of halted work here, what's going on inside for the past 4.5 hours?
Well, I mean, we would certainly like to see them here, but it's not the first time this legislature's moved a little more slowly than some of us would recommend, right? And so this is just par for the course. We've all had some pretty tough days. We've had some pretty long days, days that became multiple days on the floor. So we're up to the challenge. That's not a big deal. We want them to come back. That's our message.
Last question. One more.
Are there things you could be working on during this, or are you just going to have to stand in place?
Our committees are unable to help our teachers. They're unable to consider tax relief. They're unable to handle the crisis at the border. We are at a standstill, ready to work, Dave, but at a standstill.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Communicated, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So Cody, this is credit card. Thank you. You guys watch this cord here, it's kind of.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Speaker.
How's the chairman, the House GOP chairman? Jim Murphy.
Thank you.